Sorry about that. My mic wasn't up. Glad I figured that out and I wasn't just talking to myself. Welcome to my channel. It's 8:12 a.m. It is May 16th. Markets went to all-time highs yesterday after CPI had a soft print, and the markets are all happy again. VIX dropped down to 12. 10-year yield has dropped. So markets all happy. Everything's happy in the markets. Okay. Let's see what we do today. Do we go sideways? Do we go farther? Do we go higher? Be very interesting what happens today. We had some earnings this morning. We'll get into all that, and we'll go over that at 8:30. Go over scenarios. Today we have jobless claims, but we'll go over scenarios at around 8:30. Today we don't have big data dropping. I mean, jobless claims are at 8:30, but that usually isn't groundbreaking. So we can do some scenarios. See who the leaders and laggards are today. All right. So without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez, and I use volume profile, market profile as my foundation to find structure in the market, along with anchor VWAPs, gamma exposure levels, supply and demand, the most traded price of the rolling year, the current year, the rolling month, the rolling week, and the previous day. It just helps me find who's in control. You don't have to figure this market out. You know who's in control. The bulls are definitely in control. It's an election year, so I would expect a pullback to happen maybe in the summer, because there'll be some hesitancy over this crazy election that's going to happen. All right, and then after the election, I would expect the market to push higher again. But we'll see. That expectations doesn't mean that's real. That might not do that. Okay, might not do that at all. We will get a pullback. Who knows when? I don't know when. However, if you know, basically every day I do this at 8:10 a.m. I give you the snapshot of the market, leaders and laggards. I'll explain my scenarios at 8:30. I'm using market profile, volume profile, and a bunch of other indicators I mentioned already. Okay, so stay with me and just join me every day. All right, you should subscribe, set an alert. All right, hopefully this helps people out. I mean, this condenses a lot of information. I wish I had something like this to watch every day for free. So hopefully you join, right? And if you do like what you see, give me a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. You can also follow me at X on X at Gonzo719. Okay, so we can get right into the futures watch list here. And let's see who's leading here. Silver. Silver's up 0.54%. Bitcoin's up 0.36. 30-year bonds are being bought. Should send the 10-year yield down. TLT up. Crude is up 0.27. Dollars up 0.11. Nasdaq's up 0.09. ES up 0.05. Dow's flat. 10-year yield hasn't reported yet, but that should go lower. The Russell's down 0.05. The gold is down 0.24. VIX is down 0.24. Ether's down 0.9. Oh, Mag 7 Plus. Let's look at that. Let's look at that Mag 7 Plus together. And the leaders, AMD, up 1.46%. BABA is up 1.28. Nvidia's up 0.60. Tesla's up 0.25. Is there laggards? Netflix down 0.20. Coinbase down 0.42. Down 0.42. Meta's down 0.61. Is there a reason Meta's down? Let's see. Cisco, Dell, Microsoft, Amazon, and other tech stocks in focus today. All right, no news there. Let's move on. The top sector stocks. Walmart reported earnings. They beat. They are up 5.8%. I am a proud owner of Walmart, so that makes me happy. Well, I believe it's all-time highs. Up 5.8%. Sympathy play. Costco moving 0.39%. Salesforce, Qualcomm, not much there. What else we got here? Laggards. We got Exxon. We got Cat down 0.74, and Chevron is down 0.12%. Okay, remember crude and the energy stocks don't always move in tandem at all. Okay, can't lean on those to see crude all the time. Okay, let's look at the swing trade list. Let's see who's leading the pack today. Canada Goose. I know they reported earnings, probably beat 12.96%. Cisco, I believe, reported earnings. They're up 2.17%. Target is up 1.61. Wayfair up 1.46. Donald Trump 1.41. Trade Desk up 1.39. Dell's up 1.35. Intel up 1.15. All right, and then Force Solar's up 1.09. All right, now let's look at the laggards. Who we got here? GameStop's down 8.62%. John Deere reported earnings. They are down 5.08%. AMC down 4.56%. Super Microcomputers down 1.67%. Mara's down 1%. That is that. Okay, let's go back to the top sector. Let's go back. Let's go see sectors. What sectors are hot this morning? Staples with Walmart and Costco moving up 0.6. Technology, the largest sector in the S&P 500, is up 0.19. Semis is up 0.17. So nothing really ripping except Walmart. Financials up 0.12. Is there a lagger? Energy. Energy with Chevron and Exxon down is going to pull down that sector. Okay, is going to pull down that sector. All right, now we can get into some news, economic calendar. We talked about some earnings. Let's get over to it. Let's see what we got going on here. Today, 8:30, we have really jobless claims in the Philly Fed. Okay, expecting 220. Jobless claims. All right, expecting 220. So if we get higher than 220, that should be bullish. All right, if we drop under, that would be bearish. Then we got a lot of Fed speak today. Fed bar at 10 a.m. Horrible timing for these Fed speakers. Geez. 10 a.m. Fed bar, 10:30 Fed Harker, 11:30 Fed Mester, 3:50 Fed Bostic, and then Fed Waller is speaking tomorrow. So we have 8:30 news dropping, and then a lot of Fed speak. A lot of Fed speak. I don't see how much they could prop more of the markets from yesterday, but obviously they can say something bad. Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's look at some news. Let's look at what's moving the markets today. All right, so we got Walmart. Stock rose 4.9% after the retail giant topped quarterly earnings and revenue expectations, helped by significant e-commerce gains. What else? Cisco stock rose 2.6% after the communications equipment maker reported stronger than expected earnings. Meta stock fell 0.5% after the European Commission launched an investigation into the Facebook parent over alleged breaches of the bloc's strict online content law due to child safety risks. AMC and GameStop both double-digit losses. Dell stock rose 1.7% at the investment firm Evercore ISI raised its price target from the tech giant. Deere and Company stock fell 5.2% after the maker of agriculture and construction machinery offered disappointing earnings. All right, and JD.com rose 3.9% after the Chinese real estate beat expectations. All right. So, what do we have as far as upgrades and downgrades? Let's look at this together. We have Wayfair's upgraded. All right, let's see who else. 3M's upgraded. Intel upgrade. Coupang. Okay, those are the upgrades. Downgrades. We got Valero Energy. Occidental Petroleum. So a couple energy downgrades here. EOG Resources. Okay. That's what I'm seeing there. What else was I going to show you guys? Oh, one thing I wanted to show you guys was this right here, I believe. Not that one. Not that one. Why is that? show me what I want to see here. Okay, so basically what I want to show you on this chart here is this is a nice little indicator. It's the S&P and how much percent is over the 20-day simple moving average. Right now, 76% of the stocks in the S&P 500 are over the 20-day moving average. Now, I just want to show you something. Every time you hit about 90% over the 20 simple moving average, okay, the market usually takes a little dip. So anytime you come up here, usually you get followed by a little dip. So the last time we were up to 84, you can see up top here is the S&P. You dipped down. So you became all the way down here. As you could look at that the other way. You're almost down to 5%. You can expect a pop up in the market, right? So it's just something to gauge. So 76% of the S&P 500 is above the 20-day simple moving average. Okay. If you get more rise here, then I have an alert here set at 90%, just for me to be cognizant of that fact. Okay. That's something I like to look at. All right, now, I just want to see if there's anything else that I wanted to point out. Not really. We can move on. Well, actually, I did have earnings, but we know the earnings. I talked about that already. I don't think I need to go into that again. All right, let's go over to the daily charts. And really, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay. Hold on a sec. I gotta pull this up here. Give me 1 second. Alright, so let's look at our daily charts together. Alright, you can see that market, I mean, look at from here. Gap, gap, another gap. Pulled up, another gap. Consolidated for 3 days and gap and boom. What a move, right? I mean, 530.08 new all-time high in the market. Okay, you can see this was last month's highs. We gapped over that. We actually gapped over the all-time highs. Craziness, and then just decided to squeeze everybody. Right? Yesterday was a trend day higher. So 530.51 is where we're at. 530.51. Unbelievable. We are gapping up again. Okay. So this is getting very frothy. Very, very frothy. Now you don't have any overhead supply because there's no sellers that have been present. There's not any resistance. So it's very tricky. All right, let's look at the futures. See? Futures made an all-time high as well. So here's last month's highs. We're kind of just chilling there in futures, right? So what I did do is I put a 50% fib. You'll see that on this move. Okay, you can actually do it. Let's just curious to see on this chart from this low here to this high. Well, we'll do it from yesterday's, but really from this high. Wow, 50% would bring us all the way back to 51.55. Okay. All right, that's what we're looking at in the ES and the SPY. Let's go over to the Qs. The Qs, so look what the Qs did. All-time highs, right? We gapped over last month's highs. That's the whites, right? Oranges are the weeklies. So boom. And the previous month's highs. So we're all-time highs. Went to 53.15. Amazing, crazy market, right? So we're right now 453.74. 453.74. Yeah, we're gapping up again. All right, let's look at futures. Right, So yesterday, let's see if we put in the all-time high. I mean, we're doing the all-time highs right now in futures overnight. Yesterday we didn't. I think we matched it, the all-time highs, and that was resistance a little bit. But now you can see we're up here right now. So just crazy, really crazy. I said if we get past this level, which is going to be hard at first, that's why we struggled here, 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 and then boom. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing, this market, right? So now we got low volatility and we got no resistance above us. Should be an interesting market. Not the best scenarios for trading. However, that's what we have to trade with, right? Expect a correction one day to happen. Who knows when that will happen? All right, now let's go to our triple-headed monster and see where we are with the 10-year yield, the VIX, and the dollar. So let's do that. Let's go to 10-year yield. You can see yields have fell off. Okay, remember I talked about this right underneath the 200-day moving average. So this is good. This has helped the market rise, right? This is inversely correlated. So we were up, 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 and now we're making lower highs. Boom, 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 right? So do we come down to 4.2 yield? That should just fuel the market even farther. So that is the 10-year yield. All right, now we can look at the dollar. All right, let's look at that dollar together. So that dollar took a tumble. It's rising right now. It's catching a bid right now at the 100-day moving average. Went all the way down to the 200-day moving average. Okay, so we have to see what happens here. Okay, and the VIX, boy, the VIX crushed again. We got a little bit of rise here this week because of PPI and CPI, and then poof, no more. Nobody's gonna hedge. Nobody's scared of it right now. Nobody's scared 30 days out now. Okay. Now, right now, the jobless claims came in. Let's see what they're at. Jobless claims. We expected 220, got 222. So a little hotter than what they expected. A little bit. Okay. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index consensus is 8. We got a 4.5. What else here? So the market's kind of whipping around a little bit with these numbers. I mean, this is not super hot, so we'll have to see. I mean, I see some volatility in the market right now, so let's go over to the market profile and the volume profile, and we will look at that together. We'll look at structure, see where we're at, what happened yesterday. Okay. Boom. Make this a little smaller here. All right. So this is our market profile, volume profile. And it basically, just so if you're new, these are just, look at them like daily candles. These are just vertical sessions. That's all it is. And they're comprised of 30-minute bars. And you can see these black columns are the real-time trading hours. So that's 9:30 to 4:15. and these gray highlighted areas, which is longer, which is the overnight sessions. I said this is the overnight session. So that's from about, like I said, around 4:15 to 5 o'clock. Hour from 5 to 6 it's down, and from 6 p.m. all the way till 9:30 is the overnight sessions. Okay, so that's how it's broken down. That's why I love seeing this broken out this way, because I can really look at it and find structure. Okay, so if we look at the profile, you can see the value area is here. That's 70% of the trade of the last rolling week. Okay, you can see the big volume that was here. And the key to note here is the reason why we had such a large move, and it just happens to time like this, is the most trader price of the month and the week, or the same price, which is 52.45. Okay, so the most trades in the last month and the week were put there. So if you were short, you had the cover yesterday, and that's just going to cause like a trend day. It's big moves come from when you have ultimate balance like that. Okay, now what is the job of the market to do now? Well, value is still here. You can see volumes tapering off, but if we stay up here and we move the most trader price of the week up here, that's bullish. That can make the market do this and then this. If the market cannot have value follow price, price returns back to value. Okay, if you cannot sustain it up here and not create value up here, you go back to value. Okay, that's how that works. All right, now let's look at what we're doing. We're not gapping right now. Okay, you got a very bullish and balanced profile in the overnight. Okay, so we're going to break this down. Now, what happened yesterday? All right, yesterday, very interesting what happened. Now, I don't know, it's a little tip. Okay, so you can see the overnight session yesterday with the CPI print. Okay, this was the high in the overnight. That was the low. Okay, we closed here. Now, this was a lot of trades were put right here. Look at this area. And look at these single prints, this thin little volume here. Okay, now this should not be supportive if you come down and test that. Well, look where we opened, right here, and what happened? We moved down initially. When this became supportive, which it should not, that is a bullish sign. So we couldn't go and clean these singles. Then it was just we did this, and then boom. That's why that happened yesterday. Okay, so let's look at some key points, key levels from yesterday. The midpoint of yesterday is 53.12. That's the 50% Fibonacci of yesterday's move. Okay, another little tip: anytime you have a big move like this, the next day tends sometimes to just move sideways. Okay, I mean, sometimes you do get to continuation a little bit, but you have to see. So look what this level here, 53.12, is the midpoint of yesterday, and the most trades happened right here, around 50. What is this level? So I can get the exact number here. So 53.14 is the most traded price of yesterday. 53.14. So we do. That's a key level right there. 53.12. Market could pull back to that. Okay. Most trades happened here. Okay. Then we do have a demand zone up here. So my crude is getting a bit, catching a bid while I'm in my ear. Okay. So what do we have here? We also have a week low. So here's yesterday's settlement, or the close, and the overnight low right here. And you got a demand zone. So this area and this area is where prices need to be defended by the bulls. Okay. Now, another thing to note. We're 100% net long in the overnight. there's no short activity. We opened here and it just went boom, up. And you can see the most trades have happened here. If you break that, come down here, break this, well, you're probably going to go at least and test this. Okay, then you have some single prints after that. We could do this, right? Not sure. Okay, so now that we got our levels up, now another thing, another little tip. There's a lot of tips this morning. Your overnight high is now the all-time high. That's usually not the case. It's usually not a secure high. Usually an RTH high is the high. Okay, so normally, so what could happen is we could push up here, create a high in the real-time session, come through here, and then see if bulls come in here or here. Okay, so let's move on to some scenarios here. Crude's at a key level right now. All right, so let's do scenarios. Let's look at the ES. Okay, so I already mentioned the areas that I want to have be defended if I want to go long. Okay, so like I said, RTH highs are, overnight highs are not usually secure, so I would like to see a push up, and then see if we can come through this most traded price and yesterday's high right here. If you can break that, you're going to test the overnight low. Now the overnight low is weak. That was the settlement yesterday, and that's the overnight low. If you take this demand zone out like this, you're going to test. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's do this. This is a bull scenario. This is my bad. If you come down here, you got this weak low, you can hold this, and then you could possibly go higher, right? The other area, if we come down, is the most traded price of yesterday and the 50% retracement of yesterday. That's the next time bulls can come in, and that could do this. That's the only times that I'm going to be interested in any kind of long. And you got to see how the market opens up. Okay? Now, shorts. Okay, I already mentioned this. You're 100% net long. I want to see this up here though. Okay? 100% net long. You have a weak low here, and this is the other area to defend. Right here and right here. So, if the market comes up, makes new highs, lower high, then I want to see what happens here. If it breaks that, you're definitely going to test the overnight lows, which is weak. If you get a little bounce, but you break it and hold, you're testing yesterday's most traded price. That's the next defense for the bulls. If you break that, you have single prints, and we might find ourselves coming back down to yesterday's lows. Not sure if we could test this gap here. If we do, we could maybe clear that gap. Right? I'm not sure. This is a scenario. These are the levels that need to break in order for the shorts to get some footing. Okay? So that's the scenarios I see for the ES. Now we're talking about the NASDAQ. Let's look at that. Let's look at the structure. Let's see if it's different. Right now, ES is kind of at yesterday's highs, but not gapping anymore. But let's look at the NASDAQ together. Okay, here's the NASDAQ. So, value still is down here. That level is 182.90. That's the most traded price of the week. Here's the most traded price of the month. And this happens to be the most traded price of the week is the most traded price of the year. Okay, so that's a very important level, 182. Still value, right? You can see now how there's a slope of less and less and less trades that's happened up here. A lot of single prints in the NASDAQ. Single prints, single prints, single prints. That is not a good foundation. Okay? If the market gets weak, these can get cleaned pretty easily because they should not be supportive. Now, the tip with single prints, okay? They sound awesome because they are. But they give you too ways of looking at single prints. Single prints should not be supportive when they come in. And of course, if there's a lot of weakness and big volume, selling volume, you will clean them very easily. You'll see the market come and chop right through them, right? If they become supportive, that's bullish. That's bullish, okay? So right now, again, we have a high in the overnight. Usually that is not a high. Usually don't leave the high, all-time highs at an overnight level. So remember that. That's a tip, okay? Now what do we do have here? Now you notice the difference is in the NASDAQ, they did make the most traded price of yesterday at the highs, which is bullish. However, the overnight low and settlement are all right here. So this is a very key level to take note of. Very key. The most traded price yesterday is right here at 186.87. Okay, price is at 187.05. So think about this. The most trades happened at the highs of yesterday. Okay, the overnight low is right by there. That makes this weak low, and you have demand here. Okay, you have single prints below this. If you get some weakness in this market, especially in the NASDAQ, people are going to take some profits and cover. You can get some liquidation here, okay? Because I'm just saying, the market closed here at the highs, but the most trades happened at the highs. Any weakness, okay, past that and you get weak, you can clean the single prints out. This is not good foundation, okay? But like I said, if you get support, it's bullish. All right, so let's look at one more level here. 185.77 is the midpoint. That's the 50% retracement in the NASDAQ. Okay, so let's look at our levels. We have our week low here. That's very important level in the NASDAQ. Very important. The most trades in the overnight have happened up here. Okay, you're almost 100% net long as well. Like I said, this really has to show its face right close to see how strong or weak this market is at the open. Okay, so let's look at scenarios. All right, so if you're a bull, you want to see this defended, this weak low. Remember, weak lows don't mean they break. They could be supportive. So what do I want to see? All right, you could just come in here and test this like here and see if it tests it, and you can go higher, right? Or market opens up, pushes up, makes that real-time all-time highs in real-time trading hours, comes through here and bounces as well. Okay, here's the one thing. This is where trading gets really hard. Like I said, if this weak low breaks, it's bearish. However, if it breaks and you can't clean these singles out, you can't rip through this box, and you start getting support, that's bullish. That's really all I'd probably be interested in. Now these are little moves. I don't know how high you can go today. Okay. Now, for the short side, I really like this, but you really have to see confirmation in the market's internals to see that we're weak. Okay, because again, here's the area. It's just now bulls have to defend it, bears have to break it. Okay, here's the most trades overnight. Like I said, I'd still like to see a push up. So that would mean these 100% still net long come up, come through the open, come through the most traded price, and now you're going to test this area, this weak low. If you break it and pop up and you hold and hold, and then you get some real weakness in the market, you're going to rip through these single prints. Could chop around right here and rip through these again. And this could really bring us back to this little gap here and gap fill. Could really be this. Like I said, these single prints are not strong structure. It's not like we went like this, moved up, went like this, moved up, and you have areas. It's just, this is not big volume. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing in this market. All right, got a little extra time. Let's look at crude. Crude's at a key level. Well, look at that. As we're speaking. So I'm just gonna go over to crude real quick. What I'm seeing, I just rolled my contracts to the next contract. It's getting more volume now. So right now, crude is in ultimate balance. The most traded price of the month and the week are the same price, which is 70. What is that? 78.65. Okay, it's at a key area right now. All right, now look what happened in crude. And yesterday they had inventories, but I just want to show you, this box is the most traded price of the year. This is the most traded price of the rolling year. So a year ago today, this is the most traded price. Look what happened when price came down yesterday and went right into that area and bounced. Went right off of it. So now you're in a key area here. If you break this, you can hold it, crude can go higher. But remember, it's ultimate balance. So you can rip higher. This can get defended and you can rip lower. So big move going to happen in crude. Doesn't mean it has to happen today. Okay. That's going to be it for me today. Hope everybody enjoyed the content. All right. And if you did enjoy it, please subscribe, set an alert. That would mean a lot. Also, give me some love. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Help out my channel. And you can always follow me at X at Gonzo719. All right. Now, the plan is easy today. I don't know if the market's easy, but the plan is easy. And price action can fool you. So you really got to be patient. Price action really can fool you. So let's see what happens today. All right. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.